Breaking news. This is big. Iran has just retaliated after the United States bombed its nuclear facilities. Moments ago, Iran launched multiple ballistic missiles directly targeting Al Udeid Air Base in Qatar, home to U.S. CENTCOM, one of the most important American military hubs in the region. Qatar's air defenses were immediately activated, and all flights were grounded as the country shut down its airspace. Just before the attack, there were massive GPS disruptions across the Gulf, a strong indicator the strike was coordinated and planned in advance. Now we're getting new reports of additional missile attacks in Iraq. U.S. military personnel there have been told to shelter in place, and air defense systems are lighting up the skies. Alarms are also going off in Bahrain and Kuwait, possibly signaling a larger multi-front strike on U.S. bases across the region. Right now, there are no confirmed reports of casualties, but this is a rapidly developing situation. Follow now.
Allahu Akbar. Madam.
After Iran launched a missile attack on a U.S. base in Qatar. Here's the latest on Doha's response following Iran. This missile attack on the U.S. Al Udeid Air Base in Qatar. Explosions rattled Doha on the evening of June 23rd as missile sirens sounded across the capital, including Lusail, following reports that Iran fired around 6 rockets at U.S. bases in Qatar. Witnesses saw missile trails and flares in the sky over the city. Qatar temporarily closed its airspace and grounded flights, citing precautionary measures to protect citizens and residents. U.S. and U.K. embassies issued shelter-in-place orders for their nationals. However, Qatar's foreign ministry emphasized that these advisories were out of an abundance of caution and indicated that the country's overall security situation remained stable. Qatar's foreign ministry confirmed it is closely monitoring the situation.
Reporting live from just outside Al Udeid Air Base in Qatar, where a missile launched from Iran struck.
Allahu Akbar. Madam.
See, I've been saying this and I keep repeating myself. United States, as you all know, is a great country. Everybody believes in them. Everybody knows United States is a very powerful nation. But the strategy these guys are using, people have not realized it. Let me tell you a secret. The mindset or the plan of United States is to destabilize the whole Gulf nations. Those who understand what I'm saying will understand me very well. If you know politics, you will get what I'm saying very well. But those who don't understand will just say United States is defending. Defending who? Israel. If Israel cannot defend itself, why should they send rockets in the first place? Okay? It is a plan work between Israel and the United States, just to destabilize all the Gulf nations. Like North Korean president said, Israel is a very dangerous entity. It's not a country. Israel is not a country. If you know the game these guys are playing, because one, they have realized that the Gulf nations, all the Arab countries, they are developing so fast, way beyond their understanding. And for that matter, they have to do everything possible to bring them down. by making sure they fight among themselves. Now, here is the case. United States has so many military bases within the Gulf countries. Qatar, Bahrain, Dubai, Saudi, Oman, Iraq, all these countries, Jordan, all these countries, United States has military bases. Now the question is, what are these bases they doing? You get yourself out from United States, all the way from United States, to build a base in the Gulf countries. And you see, there's a trick here. These Gulf countries, they do not understand the games United States is playing with them. They don't understand. The earlier they understand this, the better for them. Because if you understand the politics, the political game United States is playing with the Arab nations. I am not a Muslim, neither am I a Christian. I'm an African, but I understand the game United States is playing here. Now, these countries, all of these countries has US military bases. The strike that United States struck Iran was from one of these countries. Okay? Now, whether the strike was from Qatar or Kuwait or wherever, Iran has the right to defend themselves. So wherever the missile came from, I have to attack any branch of the indigene of this missile. Wherever the missile came from, I have to attack the indigene or the home of this missile. Now, Iran don't want to attack United States direct in the homeland. So if you have your children around me, why do I have to target far away? No, let me just finish with those around here. That is what Iran is doing. So if you don't understand, you may think Iran is attacking their fellow Muslims. You see the game here? If you don't understand the game, you may think Iran is attacking their fellow Muslims. But the fellow Muslims have not understood the game United States is trying to play with them. It is a mind game. So before you realize, all the Arab countries will team up. They will team as one, then they begin to fight Iran, which is about to happen. Because the strike that Iran has struck Qatar right now will trigger to something else. Qatar will be forced to revenge or retaliate, which is going to be very dangerous for Qatar. It is going to be very dangerous for them. Why? Because, one, Qatar has developed the country to a certain level that they do not need war right now. They have no intention of fighting Iran, but they have no option than to support or to retaliate, because Qatar is a sovereign nation. Another sovereign nation has launched a missile in your country. Will you sit and fold your hands idle? No. You have to take an action, and that action will cost them a lot of damages than what is causing right now. You see? So the problem here now, once Qatar launches a retaliation, Oman, Bahrain, Saudi Arabia, you see, UAE, Dubai, and the rest of the Gulf countries that have military base, US military base, will be highly alert, because they know from Qatar, and Iran has planned it. They are not hiding. It is open. Iran has planned to target all these military bases that belong to United States. They have warned United States to evacuate all their military bases. So, United States, being so recalcitrant, thinking they have power, will resort them into high damages. It will cause them huge damage, because Iran is not going to sit and fold their hands. They are going to target all these countries. And this target, it is a revenge from the actions United States took the other day, 2 days ago. It's a revenge. And that revenge, because the bases are in a different sovereign nation, these countries will be forced to intervene because a missile has been launched in their soil by another sovereign nation. So, under international laws, you don't have to target, you don't have to send a missile to somebody's country. It's against the law. You don't do that. You see? Unless the country has any intention to fight you, that is where they will send you such missiles. So now, when Iran begin to target US military bases, literally it will look like Iran is targeting the home country of that very where that very base is. Are you getting the scenario? So US is depending on these nations. They believe very well these nations will be at their back. So when Iran attack their bases, these countries will support. And then, now, here is the case. Listen.
Saudi Arabia, Qatar, and Kuwait have made a significant decision by refusing to allow the U.S. to use their air bases for potential strikes against Iran. This move reflects a complex web of regional politics and a desire to maintain stability. These nations are wary of escalating tensions, fearing that military action could lead to a broader conflict in the Gulf. Their reluctance stems from a history of volatile relations with Iran, but they also recognize the need for diplomacy over aggression. By denying access, they are signaling a preference for dialogue rather than warfare. This decision could reshape alliances in the Middle East and impact U.S. influence in the region. As tensions rise, these Gulf states are navigating a delicate balance, trying to protect their interests while avoiding the pitfalls of military confrontation. The implications of this refusal extend beyond the immediate situation, potentially altering the dynamics of power in the region for years to come. Thanks for watching.
Saudi Arabia, the UAE, Qatar, and Kuwait have blocked U.S. military access to their airspace and territories for operations against Iran. This restriction covers all operational aspects. The Gulf states permitted airspace use for recent U.S. strikes against Houthi forces in Yemen, but have drawn a firm line against involvement in direct operations targeting Iran. While the U.S. maintains 40,000 troops across multiple Gulf bases, these facilities remain unavailable for operations against Iran.
He said U.S. has how many military personnel within the area? Just listen back again.
This strategic rejection, while the U.S. maintains 40,000 troops across multiple Gulf bases, these facilities remain unavailable for operations.
You hear that? 40,000 troops. So, is U.S. going to allow Iran? Because if Iran targets all these bases, in fact, there will be massive deaths. There will be a whole lot of destruction. Okay, so United States doesn't want to lose all these people because it is obvious if Iran sending these missiles today from all the way from Iran, did you see the range from Iran to Qatar? If you look at it very well, you could see that Iran is capable. He has all the capability to strike deep in any of these nations that has U.S. military bases. They have that potential. So United States, as powerful as they are, they know, they have their intelligence. They understand this. So if they make mistake, this is a warning, this is a signal to United States that Iran can strike any of these nations. So imagine having 40,000 personnel within the region. 40,000 men within the region. If Iran want to strike, and there's the most dangerous part of it, I'm going to show you something here. Wait.
Against Iran. This strategic rejection weakens the U.S. maximum pressure campaign by demonstrating limited regional support for military action against Iran. However, the Diego Garcia base still circumvents Gulf airspace restrictions, limiting Iran's retaliatory options. Subscribe to stay informed.
What you're watching here, I don't know, the sound might not come up well. It's Iranian president. Remember Iran, they have the supreme leader of Iran. And they have their own president. The former president of Iran was assassinated, I think that was 2022 or 2021 if I'm correct. 2022 there. He was assassinated by the United States. Some say it was the US, others say it was the United States. Now here is the case. This is a new president in Iran visiting China. Iran president lands in Beijing, China, to meet with President Xi Jinping, the Chinese president. Russian President Vladimir Putin is expected to show up in the next few days. Are you getting it? This war is getting in a different direction. Most people don't understand the direction of this war. You think it's a joke. It's no longer a joke. Okay? Because the Russians, the North Koreans, the Chinese, the Pakistanis, they are ever prepared to support Iran. And all these countries are nations. They are all nuclear powers. Tell me, how many nuclear powers do we have in the Western world? Apart from these 4 or 5 nations. Tell me, the largest nuclear warheads in the world is in Russia. He is by far more than the United States. Okay? China being the 3rd position. And North Korea, Pakistan, all these are nuclear powered nations. So they are all in support of Iran. The nuclear power you do not want Iran to have, and for that matter, you are killing and destroying your own nation, Israel. These are the people who are behind Iran. Why don't we talk about that?